Welcome back. Let's continue with our report by adding a feature that I'm asked about a lot. In our report, we're showing spend month to month, and one of the requests we get is how can I show the delta or the change in the spend every month? And normally you'd think you'd have to go create a calculated field to do this, and you can. It's just a little more complicated, but QuickSight makes it fairly easy for us to do this. So what we're going to do is, you can see we have our spend amount, and that's what we want to do the delta on every month. How much is my spend changed every month? So what we're going to do is we're going to add a second value down here, which is actually spend amount again. But what we're going to do is click the three buttons. What we're going to do is we're going to add a calculation, and we're going to choose the second one here, which is called difference. So if I click on that and we look at our report, what we should see is the change from month to month. So for example, January is our baseline, so we don't have any change in there. But the next month, in this case, was 85 cents. So my change was a negative $3.61. And then my change going from February to March was $1.34. So as you can see, these numbers didn't come in formatted like the rest of our numbers. So we'll go click on our three dots. We'll make that a currency so it looks a little better. And this first column, of course, since this is our baseline, will always be blank. The other thing we can do is, now that I know the change, I want to look at what the percentage change is. And again, QuickSight makes this fairly simple for us. We drag over our spend amount, click the three buttons. Now we're going to add a calculation that is the percentage difference. And as you can see, underneath our date columns, we've added this third column, which is now a percentage. Now let's do a little formatting to clean this up. And again, to get to formatting, you click the properties button here. And what we want to do is we're going to clean up some of these column headings, because as you recall, net fiscal we had set with a parameter from our spend type in our filter here. But now our two column names are spend and spend, which is of course just the abbreviation from our spend amount over here. So let's rename those columns. Click on value names. And for the first one, I'm going to do month over month dollar amount. And for the second, I'm going to do month over month percentage. Then let's go ahead and center our closing month. There we go. That looks a little bit better. So now that I'm showing my percent change and my dollar change, let's make sure we're seeing that at all levels within our drill down. So as you recall, we had our product, we had an application, then we had our environment. And as you can see, we have our totals at the application level, but not at the product level. And that may be okay. That may be the way you want your report to show. But if you don't, you can go over to subtotals, and as you can see, it's set to last. So this is the last line you can do a subtotal on when you click down, or if you collapse it, this is now the last line, so it has a subtotal. If we wanted, we could have it do all. So now the total will be at every level. It's at the product level, it's at the application level, and then of course, it's at the environment level. Just something to be familiar with, and obviously you can format it the way that works best for you. Speaking of formatting, let's take this opportunity to look at conditional formatting. This is something I mentioned in another video, but we haven't played with yet. So if I look at March numbers, maybe I don't care that a spend has gone up $1.34 or less than $200. But maybe my company does care about anything over $1,000. How could we easily highlight this? This is what conditional formatting lets us do. What I'm going to do is pick the column month over month dollar. And we have some choices. We could add a background color, we could change the text, or we could add an icon. I'm going to change the background color. And I'm going to set my condition to be anything greater than or equal to. And in this case, $1,000. And I want that cell to be red. Now, something to notice here that has caught people before is if you just click apply, you'll notice there are no changes. The three dots right here, if you click those, it tells you where it wants to apply that condition to. And by default, it's values. Values are the lowest level of our drill down right here. But when I'm collapsed on product, I want to also see my formatting, my conditional formatting. So what I'm going to do is I want this applied to every level. So my highlighted red will show up even at the top level. So now when I hit apply and I look at March, I should see that my numbers that are over $1,000 are now highlighted in red. And this obviously allows end users to quickly identify maybe areas of focus. And then as we're talking about, as I drill down, we can see that the conditional formatting still applies. So in this particular case, application 2 is okay. It was under $1,000, but application 3 is over 1,000, and there's no single environment that has it. It's just a combination of all three environments. And again, you can click on these three buttons and play with these values or play with where the conditioning is applied to. We can go a step further and edit this conditional formatting and add another condition. So maybe I want to highlight in yellow if the delta is between $500 and $1,000. Let's say we pick yellow. Again, we want it at our different levels. We need to make sure these are checked and then hit apply. And I see one here in the corner where my delta change was $951, so it's highlighted in yellow, and I should still have the same red columns that I had before. Okay, I hope you found this helpful, and we'll see you in the next video.